Hi, yes, clicker 2, and does that work like? Okay, cool. My name is Heiða, and I'm here because Guðrún was supposed to be here, but she unfortunately couldn't be here. She got sick, and so I'm standing in it. I hope I will do a good job of telling you what she wanted to tell you all. I'm from Parity. Parity, we are using our cultural heritage to create our virtual fantasy world. I came into Parity, I'm the first team member coming into Parity after Maria founded the company. And my background is not in cultural heritage, folklore, or anything like that. I'm an artist, I'm a biologist, and I'm an ex-police officer, so I have totally different background than Guðrún. But we are founded, our goal, Maria founded Parity in 2017 with the specific goal of telling stories from women. And she wanted to appeal to a broader audience in a medium that is pretty general, but did have pretty, in our opinion, narrow focus on, storytelling. Employing diverse teams with diverse backgrounds was also the major goal. Hence, I'm there and Guðrún with totally different backgrounds and a lot of other people. And our first game being developed now is Island of Winds. And this is our heroine from Island of Winds. This is Brynhildur in her world, a world that mirrors Iceland, but is not exactly Iceland. And I'm going to tell you a bit about the game and about, individual steps in making the game as we want to make it to not tell the exact story of our Icelandic heritage, but mirroring it in a way with our dash of fantasy and yeah. Yes, as I said before, we wanted to tell stories about women, and we also wanted to we also wanted to, I was up all night thinking about the lecture, so I'm not having started. sorry. Now, we wanted to, when I started with Maria on thinking about what we were going to do for the game, we wanted to tell stories of women, new stories that haven't been told, but we also thought that, okay, we can do a lot of words that we, are out there, but it's the best practice when you're telling a story is to tell what you know. And then I said, we know Iceland, we know our story, and we raised here and born here, and so we decided we wanted to do a story based on Iceland, Icelandic history and culture, and also we wanted to do something that hadn't been done a lot before, and that ended up being not having Vikings in our story, because that is a theme that has been used a lot. Of course, it's very popular, and then we were led to our idea of Island of Winds, and that is a story based in 17th, 18th century world mirrored by Iceland, Icelandic nature, and animal life. That is where I come in as a biologist and a huge natural enthusiast. But then we are focusing on using, architecture, props, folk tales, mythology, and all of the everything we can, we basically looking for everything we can use, because sometimes we feel like our history is a bit poor because we don't have grand buildings and stuff. But then we dive deeper and we have a lot of very unique stories, very unique, like turf houses. They are pretty unique things in Europe. And so we are emphasizing these themes in our game. And me and Guðrún, we are very, very strict in our, when ideas come in, that we are trying to have them based in this world that we want to represent, to be true to our heritage, to our folklore, folk tales, but not exactly, copying them. We are adding our 10–15% of fantasy on top, but it is all very designed and constrained. So sometimes there is one about the design. Maybe you've seen, there are no trees here. We don't use trees, and that is not a cultural thing. Well, actually it is. There are no trees in Iceland in this time, and that is because people, took them all away to burn them, to build from them, and use them. This happens in small islands where people come, the trees are the first to go. The sheep have to eat them, the people have to heat up their houses and stuff. And so we said, this is also a thing that defines our natural landscape. And it was pretty difficult sometimes because in many games there are a lot of trees, especially used for level design. But we can't use trees for level design, for deciding where the player goes. So we have been very strict on this, and a lot of other things, having things not in the game that weren't represented in this era. But then when we break the rules, there is a specific reason, and sometimes just because we want to, without no reasons. As I was saying, this is about this. We chose the 17th and 18th century mainly because Maria was very interested in magic and the galdrabrennur, the magic fever in Iceland in this time, and mostly because there were mainly women that were hurt by that. And then we are celebrating art and crafts and magic. We have real-life objects in our game. I'm going to tell you about that later. And we have mythical creatures and folk tales being retold as folk tales are, retold in our real world. We retell them again and again. And here is the hero of the folk. This is the actual álfapottur, or elf pot. And this image is actually, this is not a real thing in the image, it's a virtual pot in a virtual world. This is, Parity is cooperating with the National History Museum, and the Natural History Museum is scanning its objects, and we are allowed to use some of them, including this pot, and this pot is already in our game. And it has a specific story, we'll tell you later. And to be able to do this means a lot to our team and our story, having real-life objects with their own history in a game that we can even, retell or, adjust the telling of is a huge thing for us. And this álfapottur is, just to tell you a little bit about its journey, it's from maybe 17th, 16th century. I'm not the expert in this, I'm retelling what Gunnar said, so. But it's, in my opinion, it's very appropriate now because we have Halloween, and it looks like a witch's pot. It has ears and everything, so. It was found in Periphery in the 19th century, I think, by a man called Gunnarsson. And that man told the story that he was walking on the beach one evening, and then he saw a group of people walking on the beach. And there was a child following the group of people on the beach. And he said, then the child put something on the ground and ran after the people. And when he came to the beach, there was this pot lying on the shore. And then the people disappeared. And the reasoning was that these were elves and an elf baby that lost its pot there. So he took the pot, kept it, and then another inhabitant of the West Fjords took the pot, got the pot. And then the pot was donated to the National Museum in Iceland. And it was 3D scanned, and now it is in our game, in a virtual world. So it's come all the way from the elves to our islanders. So it's very appropriate, because we also have elves. So the idea of having something like mythological in real life and in a virtual world and also in a mythical world, it's kind of like this pot is representing. So it's actually from elves, if you believe it, and has been in a very academic museum, and then in our very fantastic world. So it's a very interesting perspective in my opinion. Do you see it? Is it very black? This is a, yeah, okay. Yes, thank you. This is a screenshot from within our game. And as you see, the pot is there by the fire. And this is one of our houses. Perimeter is visiting there. And we have many other, like in the back. You look at the back there. At the back of the pot, we have a chest that is also scanned. And this is a very, very tired fisherman having the pot. I don't know what he does with the pot, but having it there, I'm kind of thinking maybe not eating from it. What we are going to do in our game, our plan is to create our own in-game museum with all the items that we are scanning in the game, and also the creatures we are making in the game, or representations of the fantastical, the fictional mythological beings. And this is going to be an outdoor museum with walls made of rock, kind of like the Turk houses. And when the player encounters or sees an item in the game, the item appears in the museum. And the experience is supposed to be just the same as going into a museum. You have tags, you have information, you have things to tell you and tell you more information about the specific object, and even information outside the game. Because sometimes we have creatures that we don't tell the story of a scorpion, one of our mythological beings, exactly in the game. But in this museum, as I understand it, it's supposed to be the exact information from our folklore. And so you can get a deeper understanding of all the creatures and assets. And this is the top view. This is created by Gunnar. She is the primary owner of this idea, Gunnar. This is her idea of how it's going to look. This is the top perspective. And I think it looks amazing. It's all circular, and this is probably the main thing I want to look at in the game. But I looked at a lot of stuff in the game already, but not this. It's not made yet. So. But yes, the plan is to have all the creatures in the houses and props we put in the game in this museum. And this is a mock-up, a screenshot from a design document, how it could look. Yeah, I'm just finishing. And yes, so when you encounter this in the National Museum, you interact with it, and then you get the text up and stuff. So this is a very interesting idea. Here's a bit about Bjarnfjörðarkóngur. This is a sample of the possible tagging you can get in the museum. Yeah, and then I was going to talk a bit about this, but I'm going to go very quick on it. This is just to celebrate our cultural heritage of the Icelandic crafts in our game. And as you see, Reynir is basically wearing a design of based on the Icelandic faldbúningur. And I am responsible for this massacre of the Icelandic national costume, and I will take all the blame. But actually, first we wanted to have, and we have told the story a lot. We like telling it, but we want to use the culture we have, but sometimes it's not possible because now in 2023 we still have problems having long skirts in games. I don't know why, because we can do mostly everything else. Talk about all the VR stuff and AI, but skirts in games, no, that's too difficult. So I had to redesign costume and make it like this one. But that was okay. And then talking about user experience and user interface, something we did, Gunnar did in our game. She designed all the UI and the user interface. It's all based on stitchwork from Icelandic, Valderingar, what you see on the costumes, like on the bottom, it's all women's craftsmanship, and we are paying our tribute like this. You doing our user interface and mock-ups, hat screens, and you can see the science around the. This is so starting. It's all based on what you see on the national costume, and I think it's one of the best UIs I have seen in a game. I play a lot of games, and I think Gunnar has made a pretty new way of interpreting. Because UI is usually square and boring in my opinion. It's just neat. And then just a quick overview of some of the creatures and talk about fantasy. Actually, this creature is one of the creatures that breaks the rules. We are making our creatures based on mythological tales of beings, but no tale of this Hafgoa in Icelandic lore is talking about a mermaid or anything like this. This is just something I took leave to do and make different from the text, but still this Hafgoa. Hafgoa is actually something that is probably bigger than the center of town. Lives in the ocean, yeah, just to see. So, and here's Gunnar. No, I was supposed to be here today. And this is our team now. So, thank you.